So for some Filipinas, foreigners are just one of the options, not the option. If you're not careful enough, you'll be nothing more than a retirement plan wrapped in an old man's body. I have a question for you all. Do you think Filipinos are still dreaming about you? Do you honestly believe that just because you are a foreigner, you are automatically the prize? What if I told you that you are no longer the only option, but rather the easiest one? Comment down below on what your thoughts are about, and let's talk about it. So, Filipinas used to pursue foreigners, and you guys know that. But now, some of them are only entertaining you while they wait for something better or someone better to come along. Have you had a Filipina fantasy? Well, it is fading. And if you're not careful enough, you'll be nothing but a walking ATM. Used, discarded, and left wondering what on earth just happened. Listen up. The game has changed. You think that Filipinos are the safe choice. Well, guess what? Those days of fairy tales are gone. The game has changed, and most of you don't even see it coming. Today, Filipinos are moving in a different way. Some of these Filipinos know their worth and know that they have so many options to choose from, and they're playing the games better than you do. Now, before anyone gets offended, let me make this clear. This video is not intended to generalize all Filipinas. Not every Filipina plays the game, and there are still plenty of wonderful, honest Filipinas looking for love and commitment. This is about shedding light on a growing trend that a lot of foreigners need to wake up to. So if you're too sensitive, this video might not be for you. All right, buckle up and let's talk about the new Filipina games and why so many foreigners are losing. Today's truth? Well, foreigners are losing the dating game and many don't even realize it. So let's break down what's changing. What's the new Filipina mindset and what foreigners need to understand before they end up getting played. So first and foremost, the old Filipina you thought was desperate to find a foreigner to save her. Well, that might still be true for some, but for growing numbers of Filipinas, it's not about desperation anymore. It is about strategy. And let's start with the biggest reality check. I mean, back in the day, a Filipino would be so lucky just to have a foreign boyfriend. And as you all know before, having a foreign boyfriend or a husband was like a flex. People look at you or Filipinas as someone who hit the jackpot because of what the foreign man can provide to a Filipina. And in return, the foreigner can get a loyal, submissive, drama-free and low-maintenance girl who is desperate for a better life with a foreigner. And back in the day, there were not a lot of foreigners who are retired and lived in the Philippines. So before, Filipinos thought that a foreigner was the prize. And for years, that was the truth for many Filipinas. A lot of women actually wanted to build a life with a foreign partner. However, these days, Filipinos are becoming smarter. Some of these Filipinos are still looking for a foreigner, but not out of desperation. I mean, let's be real. There are still a lot of Filipinas desperate to find a foreigner. That's never going away, but what's different now is that even the desperate ones are getting smarter. Why did I say that? Well, as you all know, almost all Filipinas now are on social media, and these women They know the power of social media and they know how to play the game. What used to be so pure and innocent is now mixed with strategy. Some, or maybe even most Filipinos, are now using their beauty, their charms, and their sweet personalities as a weapon to attract the man that they want. Some will take the time, like acting sweet and making you believe that you are the only one she's talking to, but in reality, she may be juggling multiple conversations with different men, all with the intention of finding the best match for herself. It is a new age of dating where being savvy and strategic is just as important as being genuine and sincere. The rise of Filipina on social media has changed everything. Before, having a simple life was enough. Now, however, when Filipina scrolls through her social media and she sees the other Filipinas having a blast, going places, eating good foods, and so her mindset shifts from I want a good man to take care of me to I want a man who can provide that same lifestyle that the other Filipinas have. I mean, sure, not every Filipina might have this type of mindset, but let's not pretend that this isn't happening either. Second of all, some Filipinas are playing the long game. A Filipina can make you fall in love, shower you with love, and care that you did not get from the women back in your home country. Filipinas can act like the perfect wife there is, but behind closed doors, she's planning on what to do next. Especially if she's with an older guy, a much, much older guy who is not exactly the best catch there is. Some Filipinas are willing to wait years just so they could secure their future. She'll play the loving, submissive girlfriend, washing your clothes, making you food, massaging your feet, and making you feel like you're the luckiest man on earth. But in her mind, she has a timeline. And you know what's even scarier? These Filipinas will not show you any signs at all. Sure, you'll see a few red flags, but of course, you will dismiss it because you think that she's not like that in the long run. The lust at the very beginning of your relationship will override all the red flags that you see and notice in her, hoping and wishing that her personality is not like that. But once you tie the knot and you've already invested a lot in her, by the time you realize that she's been playing you for a long time, she's out and already run off to another man whom she can deceive. Yes, not all Filipinos are like this, but it does happen more often now due to the rise of social media and we have online dating. It's easier for people to hide their true intentions and manipulate others. Here's another truth. Foreign men are no longer the only option. Foreigners used to be the dream. Now, not anymore. Before, a Filipina needed a foreigner to have a better life. But today, well, she can create the life that she wants on her own. Nowadays, you will see a lot of Filipinas working online, running a business, they're traveling around the world, and even dating a rich Filipino. So for some Filipinas, foreigners are just one of the options, not the option. But here's the warning for you all. Some Filipinas are playing both sides. They're entertaining foreigners while keeping their options open, waiting for the highest bidder to come and swoop her in and sponsor the lifestyle that she always wanted. You're sending her money, she's making promises that you are the only one, planning your future together while she's lining up her backup plan with a local guy or building her own life behind the scenes, leaving you in shock and in pain. There are some foreigners out there who haven't caught up yet. They're still living in the fantasy wherein every Filipina they'll ever met is desperate, submissive, and ready to take them in just by waving a few dollars in their face. Wake up! That era is changing. You're not the only option anymore, and you're just an option on the table. And if you're not careful enough, you'll be nothing more than just a walking ATM getting milked for everything you're worth. The bar is higher now, and if you're not careful enough, you'll be nothing more than a retirement plan wrapped in an old man's body. And don't get me wrong, there are still Filipinas out there who are looking for real love, real connection, and who values commitment. But of course, you have to swim past all the bad fish first before finding that one person who truly cares for you, and not because of what you can offer to her. So with that, I thank you everyone for watching this video, and I really do appreciate it, y'all, for reaching to the end, watching it all, and I will see you all in the next one. It's what I've always said, be careful, don't rush anything. Bye for now, and see you.